to the Pulse of Spokane. Join us for the latest in news, views, and conversation with community leaders. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You, Well-Dressed Walrus, Spokane Firefighters Local 29, Creative Music Learning Center, and North Idaho Events. Now, put your finger on the Pulse of Spokane.
Welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. Kent Adams here. Hope you're having a good day. I hope you're driving slow out there, okay? I haven't looked out the window here at the studio, but everyone coming in tells me it's snowing, and it's only going to continue on and off. So a great lineup today on our program. Drew Henry, who used to be in the mortgage business and now is... he decided to go out and start his own business, Revival Tea Company. We're going to find out what it is to be in a safe, secure job, working for somebody else, and then being on your own. And we'll see if he's surviving, number one. Jacob Warren from Warren Research will be here talking about his company and what they do and how they can help businesses and others. And then Tija Danzig, I probably did not say that correct, from Stand Down. What is Stand Down? It's a program coming up to help veterans on the streets later this month. All of that and more after this break.
We believe every person is created in the image of God with immeasurable beauty and worth, that people should not be defined by their present condition or past mistakes. We are all broken. We need each other. Healing for our brokenness begins with connection, with understanding how much we are loved by a good God. And with healing comes change, the potential for joy and meaning. No one was created for mere survival on the streets, for an existence blurred by mind-numbing substances. Each person is created with a purpose, a unique gift no one else can offer the world. Our job is to help them rediscover it. Real people, real change. Union Gospel Mission.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Hi, this is Kurt Stockwell with Well-Dressed Walrus. We are a local website design and development company here in Spokane. What we do is build beautiful, usable websites for local businesses. A website needs to be beautiful, it needs to be usable for your users, your customers, and yourself. Contact us anytime. We'd love to talk with you about your online marketing.
Well, welcome back. Drew Henry, last time I saw you was on one of our programs. Yeah. It had been, what, 6 months or a year ago?
Over a year.
Over a year,
yeah.
Okay. You keep track, okay. It's kind of like, okay, I'm going to get Kent here, all right. And you were with a mortgage company.
Yeah, I was.
And toward the end of that, into what you're doing now, what's going on?
Yeah, well, we started Revival Tea Company in 2018.
Okay.
I was supposed to still be in the mortgage business, but things took off a lot quicker than we expected, which is
That's a good thing, isn't it? Okay, You're not complaining.
No, not at all.
Okay.
And our first 90 days of selling our tea, we'd ship to 25 countries in almost every state.
Wow.
So we said, well, this might be a full-time gig.
You think? Now, who's we?
So my wife and I, we blend all the teas here in
Okay.
Spokane.
Okay.
So it's just us right now.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Are you having fun?
We are. We really enjoy it. I mean,
Why the tea business? I mean, you know, people at home are going, well, ask him, why would he jump from mortgage into tea?
Yeah.
Is it your desire to have your own business, or was it something that you enjoy to start with? How did that all come together?
long story short, I opened my first business when I was 18, which
Okay.
was a video production company.
Okay.
Sold that when I was 20 and was not ready to own my own business.
Okay.
And learned a lot of lessons and spent the last 7-8 years trying to figure out what that next step would be.
Yeah.
And we had considered getting into whiskey, we'd considered beer, but that's been done.
Yeah, especially here.
Yeah.
A lot of, yeah.
And we actually traveled to Ireland and visited distilleries.
Oh, so you could write it off as
Yeah,
business
yeah.
trip. Okay, I get it.
And we were over there and said, you know, people are doing whiskey, but nobody's really doing tea in Spokane or really in the States.
Okay.
There's not many tea companies based in the U.S.
Yeah.
So we shifted to tea, and it's
And
been-
if you walk down to Britain and ask them about tea, we've had an experience with them
Yeah.
a couple hundred years ago.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of started our country a little bit.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
shifted to tea and have just loved it. It's
Yeah.
been a blessing for sure.
Why? Why do you love it? I mean, what about it? Because, you know, we have a lot of new entrepreneurs on the program and so forth, and some of them are just, you can see them sweating bullets and everything else. It sounds like you got off to a great start, and that helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm a big believer that not everybody should be an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
There's people who should be. I'm a terrible employee.
Oh, okay.
You know, so there's people.
Yeah, I
that-
got a note from your last mortgage company.
Exactly.
It's 42 pages. I couldn't even print it all off.
Yep.
No, I'm kidding.
But some of us, you know, it's like for me, if you're not building something, it's
Yeah.
like you can't breathe.
Yeah.
And so I just felt like I was always meant to be an entrepreneur. And
Good.
some people are meant to be employees, some people are meant to be investors. And for me, running my own business is what
Is
I'm
the
into.
running your own business in the family, is it in the DNA at all?
Not at all. I come
Really?
from a family of teachers.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think they're the ones sweating bullets when they see me do this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Probably so.
Yeah.
Will they be critiquing you?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
On a curved
Yeah,
scale.
those
yeah.
parents and stuff, you know. Yeah. That's great. Okay, so just starting to do tea and to do tea for the sake of doing tea, but you're doing more than that. What kinds of teas? And how do you pick what you're going to do? How many flavors do you have?
Yeah.
Tell me about the business.
So we get our teas from all over the world.
Okay.
We started with one tea, which was our fresh crafted spice chai, over a year ago. And when we open our new shop here in a few weeks, we'll be up to over 50 teas.
50?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've grown a lot.
No kidding.
And we do loose leaf and tea bags, which is a big thing. A lot of small tea companies, because we're a craft tea company, just do loose leaf.
Okay.
So we do tea bags, which I think has allowed us to grow a lot quicker into grocery stores and vendors. We'll be in about 100 local coffee shops and stuff.
Really?
By the end of the month
Yeah.
as well.
Now, how did you go out and get the local supermarkets and the coffee shops and all of that? Is that a lot of knocking on doors?
You know, and I don't have to tell you this, but Spokane is so big into supporting local.
Yes,
and
yes.
I think that I just got a great reminder of that people came out of the woodwork, would come up to us at farmers markets. Our phones would just ring like, we heard about you guys, we want to support. And there aren't
I
many
love that. I
local
love that.
options. So it's been almost, you know, too easy, but it's great because we get these partners.
Yes.
In Spokane, it's definitely who you know.
Yes.
But people want to support local, and that's been really great.
You know, and one of the things I have found in talking with a lot of businesses like yours and the smaller businesses and so forth is that even your competitors are willing to sit down with you and help.
Yeah.
And so, yes, we're a city, but we're still that small town feeling that we're going to help the next person not make some of the mistakes that we did. Yep. And so forth, and let you make your own mistakes. And we really do have the ecosystem for starting new businesses that I think is unlike you would find in an LA or San Francisco or a big market area where it really takes something to get to know that person over there. Mm-hmm. In Spokane, you can find somebody that knows that person over there, and get introduced.
Yeah, it's a mindset of excess, that there's more than enough to go around for anybody. And it's been great because there's been great local business owners like Bobby, who owns Indaba.
Yep, he's been on us.
Roast House Coffee, who's a great partner of ours, that are more than willing to help us. And then it's been fun as we've quickly grown to have these companies come to us for advice. And it's been really fun to just pass that knowledge on. And just having that mindset of excess it's a Spokane thing for sure.
Yeah. Now, are you selling on the internet?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We do quite a bit of online business.
Okay. So who packs and sends them out?
Me. Yeah, right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
The wife helps
She
too?
helps quite a bit.
Yeah. So this really is a family affair. I've got to ask this because some of us have worked for relatives before, whether it be in my case 55 years ago, my father and so forth, and I know of others who have done that, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
What's it like working with your spouse in the business? Do you talk shop all the time?
You know, I think we're so excited about things right now that it comes natural, but we were talking with our shop opening that we're going to have to unplug sometimes when we come home and leave the work at work, but it's easy.
Because that'll take you to a whole nother level.
Yeah, and we work together in the real estate industry as well.
Okay.
She did real estate and I did mortgages, so we'd had that experience as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now tell me about the shop.
Yeah.
Where is it going to be? When do you open?
Yeah, so it's 415 West Main, so it's on Main Avenue,
Okay.
in between Washington and Stevens.
Okay.
And it's really cool. We actually renovated it's in the basement. You'll enter off Main Avenue.
Okay.
But it is a former speakeasy that hasn't been touched since the 1920s.
Oh, okay.
So we renovated the original wood
Any
floors.
samples left around?
There's some pretty cool wallpaper that's hanging in the hallways, and there's some stories that go with that building.
Ooh.
But we actually rebuilt the original bar that was down there, and it's a tea bar now. So it's about 2,000 square feet, but it's going to be the home of everything we do. We'll blend in the back,
Okay.
which we built these cool windows so you can look in and see us making tea.
Oh, fun.
And then seating for about 30.
Okay.
Couches and a tea bar, and then a full retail shop where we'll have all of our teas for sale.
Okay, will you sell other things other than tea?
Yeah, so of course we have like our traditional hot tea,
Right.
but we're doing tea mocktails to kind of go off that speakeasy vibe.
Okay.
We're doing tea on nitro, so we can pour you a glass of chai like a glass of Guinness.
Okay.
But we're just going to kind of stick to tea for
Yeah.
the most part, but do some fun things along those lines.
Good. Okay. So how can people find out more about the opening and order tea and everything else? Time to give the info.
Yeah, you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Okay. If you go on to revivalteacompany.com and subscribe to our newsletter, we're doing sneak preview nights, which will be the first week of February. Okay. Our grand opening will be right around February 15th.
Okay.
But we will have early access for all of our subscribers.
After the 14th.
Yeah, so the 15th of February is our grand opening,
Good.
and then the week before is when we'll be doing our sneak previews.
Okay. Are you getting excited about this?
We are. We're going
Will you
down.
be ready on the 15th?
Yeah, we will. We're going down right after the construction's supposed to be done this week, so we're getting real excited.
Which means next week. In construction, right?
Next week means it's time to start putting stuff together.
Yeah. But we all know about construction sometimes. And Well, Drew, thank you for coming. The best of luck. You'll invite us down?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. All right. And it's called Revival Tea Company.
Yeah.
All right. Best of luck with this
Thank you.
project.
Appreciate
I think this is great, and that you get to work with your wife and all of that. Do you have kids at home yet?
No, just a fuzzy one.
Just a fuzzy one.
Yeah.
Okay. Cat.
Dog.
Oh, I know. I just was giving you a bad. We're a cat family. Okay, that's why I had to give you a bad time. We're going to talk with Jacob right after this. We'll be right back.
Well, this is Bloomsday in Spokane. We got about 40 firefighters and their friends and family handing out 40,000 cups of water as the day goes by.
It's a very good opportunity to see the public and support them and help them out and cheer them on during Bloomsday.
It's one of the best things about Spokane is that we have these major events and the whole community comes together not just to participate but to volunteer and show that they really care about our city and making our city look great.
This type of an event really is emblematic of Spokane because so many people get involved. We have 50,000 people probably running this race. Always has been a very huge event.
Right now we're at the corner of Broadway and Nettleton. It's the last water station before the finish, so people are pretty much dehydrated by the time they get to us. They really need our water.
The water stations are a vital part, especially on warm days like today. It's real important that we have the volunteers to help with that. Without the volunteers, Bloomsday wouldn't exist.
All up and down the course, there are people that are involved in this celebration. It really is a celebration of what Spokane's all about.
I'm Nikki Butler, and I'm a regional manager for STCU. My lunch buddy is Nicole.
I'm Brandy Schloss. I'm a regional manager at STCU. My lunch buddy is Angelina. She's grown up with me. I've grown up with her. To see her graduate will be a lot of fun.
Brandy and I have been lunch buddies since the girls were in 2nd grade. It's great that STCU provides me with the opportunity to be part of Reach for the Future. We are committed to the children. We're committed to our community. I'm Nikki.
I'm Brandy.
And STCU is here for good.
This is River Ridge Frame Shop, called Frame It Today, where we can take your art, customize it, and get it ready to hang on the wall. Here at River Ridge Hardware, 2803 West Garland.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
Well, welcome back. Jacob Warren, and this is an original with Warren Research. Jacob, it must have taken you days and weeks to figure that one out, right?
It did.
Yeah. Did you have other choices? Were you going to go by another name or something?
You know, I thought I'd stick with the original last name there.
Well, one of your specialties is today's internet and all that goes on, and especially the cloud system and so forth. Why don't you give our viewers an opportunity to kind of find out what it is you do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because a lot of that doesn't make sense to us. We have people like you that take care of it for us, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, what we do is we take the cloud technologies and everything that is out there that you hear all the acronyms being thrown around, and we simplify that for our customers and translate it to what their business objectives are. And so what that means is we're a managed IT support service company. And very simply, when you hear of Office 365 and Microsoft Azure, we work within those cloud environments to help make them where it translates into what business objectives.
Something that works for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, for you want to know that your emails are going out and they're coming in and they're safe.
Yes.
And so
yes.
We focus on making that happen for you.
I can usually tell that my emails go out because the community, if you listen outside the door, is laughing, you know, and so then if I hear this, you know, collective laughing, I know it's gone out. But
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. This is a new business.
Yeah. It started back.
Tell me about what you did before.
So there's a bit of a long history with that. So I've been in IT for going on 22 years now.
Okay.
Started real young in it. Did it in the military, then did it in the civilian world. Actually, I owned my own IT business back around 2008.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it didn't work out. That was during the wonderful...
2008 was a tough time for everybody.
Yes. Yeah. And so took time away from that, went back into... I was a contractor, worked over on the west side for a little bit on... now it's called JBLM. But did some virtual reality simulators, and then from there went into marketing for about the last 3 to 4 years doing it for other people, but it's been about the last 8 years studying up on it. And met my now wife.
Okay.
She is amazing. And we had a couple discussions, and I really found that I missed being in IT, believe it or not.
Okay.
So even dealing with all those wonderful technology issues.
Yes. But we need people like you.
Yeah. Well,
because there are a lot of those out there like me who get us into trouble.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You didn't have to agree quite so fast.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
But so in discussions with her, we decided to launch Warren Research earlier this year in August.
Okay. Is she helping you with this?
Yes.
Okay.
She is more. She's more of an organizational person.
Okay.
She's definitely a test use case for if I want to make sure that the technology thing is working correctly.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you actually do for a client? I mean, explain some of that, would you?
Yeah, absolutely. So, typically for a client, we provide that day in, day out support. My printer doesn't work.
Yes.
So we take
Been
care
there
of,
lots of times. Okay.
Yeah, or when you put your files onto a lot of people still have a local server, which is great. Suddenly you can't access it and you don't know why.
Yeah. You can figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
When it comes to managed IT, we actually tend to know what's going on with that before you do.
Okay.
And so we do more of that. Essentially, think of it as a really customized help desk for your business.
So you can essentially come in over my shoulder and fix the problems. I'm having this problem. I can't get to my Dropbox, and I was actually having a problem this morning and so forth. One of my guys was able to do that and so forth. But yeah, you guys can't be far away. You need to be a phone call away, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, with
you live with your cell phone 24/7, don't you? 'Cause
yes.
There are your customers like us out there that need you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and if we're doing our job correctly, we're preventing the problems from even happening. So there is that piece. But really, with the tool set that is out there for people like myself that are the IT people, we can remotely connect securely to your computer.
Okay.
And so what that translates to you is if you're having an issue when you're picking up the phone, it's not somebody 4 hours later is responding to the issue. We're able to do that within minutes.
Okay.
And then we're able to look at a lot more detailed information.
Yes.
So it translates to lower cost of management for you.
Do you go in on a routine basis and check your clients just to see how they're doing?
Yeah, that's where the managed part part comes in, is where we can provide.
And you can see trouble coming if we don't fix this for Kent or whatever it might be.
Yeah, with the exception of internet outages.
Okay. You can't control that.
There are technology events that are happening, tech events that are happening within your computer that usually lead up to a major issue.
Okay.
And so part of what we do is we make sure to keep an eye on those.
Okay.
And so when your system, because, all of us have at some point in time had it where we went to go put a file somewhere and, you're out of space.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of times we can tell in your daily usage that you're going to run out of space in 6 months.
And let's take care of this ahead of time.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love that. Because, yes, we have. We have always done that. We've always gotten there like, I wish I had known that.
Yeah.
Even a few weeks ago, we could have emptied space. And actually, it happened to our video computer the other day.
Oh, no.
Yeah. We were recording, so fortunately. So we had to go back and start at a certain point. He had to get rid of some files, move them off, so we could do that. And you got to be on top of that. It's just you're busy doing other things. You're busy doing whatever work it is you're doing.
Absolutely. Well, then see our clients. They're busy running their
business. Yes,
and that's the most important thing.
Okay, so how can people get in touch with you? Because you help a lot of local companies here,
yes.
do you? Okay.
We focus on the Coeur d'Alene and Spokane markets.
Okay.
But the best way to reach out to us is if you go to LinkedIn or Facebook, type in Warren Research. Our page will come up.
Okay.
Otherwise, we have made it a little one of those 4-letter domains, and not the bad letters.
Okay.
But it's wr-i.com.
Okay.
You can reach us there anytime, day or night.
But if they just but if they just look up Warren Research, it's going to come up in one of the search engines and everything else. So,
believe it or not, we are kind of trying to test out some stuff with even TikTok, which is crazy nowadays.
What is that?
People think it's just for the younger generations, but it's not. Oh, okay. It is a platform that is now competing directly in line with Instagram and those platforms. So it's one of those short video platforms.
See, I learn something every time from you youngies.
Oh, dear.
You know, yeah. You know, it's like, it's not Facebook anymore. It's Instagram or it's this. Well, people still see us on Instagram, on Facebook and all of that, but there are just more opportunities out there every day.
Oh, yeah.
And to try to keep track of that and how it works and what audience it goes to and all of that. We need people like you who can come in and educate us.
Oh, yeah. Well, it gets a little fun sometimes.
Yeah.
But in good ways, good ways.
Okay, great. So Warren Research.
Yes.
All right, good. Thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All
I
right.
appreciate it.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about an outstanding program coming up in our community between the city and Goodwill and some others. It's called Stand Down. That's up next.
Hi, this is Tim Lane with State Farm with your quick winter tip. One of the most common questions I get is about trees and who's responsible for a fallen tree or branches. The answer comes down to negligence. If your neighbor's tree falls and damages your home, vehicle, or personal property due to a weather-related incident, then your insurance company would cover that as a non-fault loss. If you can prove negligence against your neighbor, city, or county, then they are legally responsible for your damages. If you have any coverage questions or would like a second opinion on your insurance, call my team and I at Tim Lane State Farm at 509-926-5135.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
Hi, this is Kurt Stockwell with Well Dressed Walrus. We are a local website design and development company here in Spokane. What we do is build beautiful, usable websites for local businesses. A website needs to be beautiful, it needs to be usable for your users, your customers, and yourself. Contact us anytime. We'd love to talk with you about your online marketing.
I had no idea how to be an adult, let alone a mom. I grew up in over 20 foster homes, so I partied to escape. I wanted to change, but I had no idea what to do. UGM showed me that healing begins with the heart, with understanding how much we are loved by a good God. My kids and I started over with a whole new foundation. Real people, real change. Union Gospel Mission.
Well, welcome back. This is a great program that's going to go on in Spokane, and it's 3 phases. You're going to hear about them this week and next, and it's coming up not too long from now, and I'm going to get this right. I swear I'm going to get this right. I was just telling Tija.
Yes, Tija.
Okay. Danzig.
You got it.
I got it. All right. Did the bells go off or anything like that? I apologize because I'm so bad with names, and
Not at all.
Used to Kent or John is my first name. Keep it simple, Kent. And you're with the city.
I am.
Do you have to work with Kirsten?
I get the pleasure of working
The
with
pleasure.
Kirsten.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. No, I've known Kirsten for a while. She's a great lady. Does good work and all of that. Phase 1 of what we're looking at doing the next few weeks, and you're with what is called the point-in-time count.
Yes.
Now, I think I know a little bit about that. That's where you go out and count the homeless.
It is.
But explain what that is so that our viewers really know what's going on. Because this is important to know who's out there, right?
It is. It is really important.
Yeah.
So the point-in-time count, it's essentially a census, but it's a federal requirement for any community that gets funding from the Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Okay.
And it occurs in the last 10 days in January for all communities across the country.
Okay.
So
this is the one that we keep hearing about every year?
It is.
Okay.
So it's done annually, and it's part of a larger data set. It's one element of all of the data that's collected on an annual basis, but it really does give us a snapshot of what's going on in our community, around the region, and nationally about homelessness.
And the trends? And what's going, I mean, because you
Absolutely.
nationally can compare to what's going on, and, you know, are we seeing more in California? Are we seeing more in Spokane? Are we seeing, you know, those kinds of things, which I think is important for the dollars that follow, I would assume, too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and there's some HUD prescribed some different levels of methodology on how they like the counts to be conducted.
Okay.
So it's important for us that all communities are doing something somewhat similar.
Yes, yes.
However, Spokane, where we like to take this just a little bit further because we want to make sure that we really understand the region and the people that are
That sounds like
homelessness.
Spokane.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
we care.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we rebranded a few years ago to call this Everybody Counts. The point in time count is one part of what that is, so the survey is part of that. But we wanted to get more people engaged, get volunteers to be able to have conversations with people experiencing homelessness, and really understand their situations and help give them resources and information to help them overcome whatever they're going through.
Now, you said something that to me is very important, volunteers. Is it pretty much a volunteer-driven, out in the community, talking with people, a mixture of volunteers and staff, and who's the staff?
Yeah, so great question. We rely heavily on volunteers to be able to get to all of the service sites. We count in over 200 places, and we couldn't do that with just the staff.
Right.
So we do deploy City of Spokane staff from service agencies that are working with people experiencing homelessness all the time, outreach professionals, but then those volunteers, those community members that step up and help us are really critical for making this successful.
Do you still need help?
Well, we'll always take help. To be honest, we have seen a growth in volunteer and community outreach for this. It's been, we did a training, I guess last week, that almost took my breath away. There were so many volunteers that showed up. First time people wanting to experience a point in time count.
Good.
The room at West Central Community Center was packed to the brim.
Yeah.
We have almost 200 people that have signed up to help.
Wow. You know, I've been here 43 years in Spokane. I don't know how long you've been here, but this is a caring community.
It is the best.
And we've been through an election where there was this and that about the homeless issue and so forth. And I think one of the things that was really missing from many sides is it's not just the housing and getting them off the street. We really are a caring community, and I think for the most part, even the politicians were saying, even if they didn't understand it completely, that it's about caring for these people who need help. And we can go back to, I know a large part of the population are those with mental problems, with drug problems, and so forth. But to not help them is not a good thing. We need to step up as a community and find out how to best do that. My guess is with some of the numbers and where people are and what their conditions are, that you can segment and say, okay, this is what's driving this part of the community and so forth. And then with the number of organizations we have in town, they can come back around and say, okay, we can handle that and we can handle so forth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I think you hit it right on. People that are experiencing homelessness have experienced some form of trauma in their lives.
Yes.
And it's so important that we all understand what that is like, because it could be any one of us. And what I believe is so valuable.
People we know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what's so great about the point in time count is it gives the community an opportunity to actually have that face-to-face moment to be able to connect with someone that's going through something that I hope no one ever has to go through.
Yeah.
And then that data that gives us a snapshot of what's going on in our community that our community then can strategize around, and our service providers can really dig deep and know, you know, this is what's changing over time.
Yes.
What kinds of services do we need to change and implement, and really drive that home so that we can meet more needs.
Yeah. You're on top of this, aren't you?
I love this work. I believe very
Why?
passionately in
Why?
it. Because I believe that we all have a chance to leave the world a little bit better.
Yeah.
And this is using my skill set and my passion to be able to do that. So I believe in it. I believe in the teams that we work with. I love the staff at the city and with our service providers and partners. I think we can do this.
So how many years have you been doing this?
Well, so I've been working with the city for 3 years.
Okay.
And I was working in humanitarian response for a long time before that abroad. So I've been pretty dedicated to giving back to the community as long as I can.
Yeah. So what did you major with?
I had a dual major in psychology and international studies.
Okay.
And here I am.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. I think I think what you're doing is very important, and you're
Thank
going to
you.
bring some information that will be helpful. You know, not just pointing fingers at, you know, this is the solution and that. There are several solutions out there. Okay, and some are more willing to take advantage of that, and others aren't, unfortunately, and we have to deal with those as well. I've got to ask, so you've been around for a couple years doing this. What was there anything that surprised you last year?
Oh, that's a great question.
Sometimes I fall on the knife and I come up with good questions.
Well, I'm constantly surprised by things, mostly stories that I hear from folks.
Yeah.
I met a volunteer last year who has been working around this system for a long time, but not having the opportunity to make that same direct connection,
Yes.
despite the fact that her work was so closely embedded. And the power of having that conversation,
Yes.
I think that's the thing that always surprises me, and it's the thing that also that motivates me. So I love that on an annual basis I'm able to reconnect with the community that I'm serving and I'm working for, and I love that I get to share that with other people during the point in time count.
Yeah, yeah. So what are you expecting in a few weeks? Now, when is the point in time count?
Yeah, so January 23rd is
Okay.
where it begins. Spokane, like I said, likes to do everything a little bit bigger and better.
I was going to say better.
Yeah, so HUD allows us to survey for 7 days from
okay.
from the 23rd to the 30th.
Okay.
That's so that we can count in all of the service sites that might only be open on a Tuesday or
Oh,
a
sure,
Wednesday.
sure.
That
Well, you might
be,
have a weather condition that might be
Absolutely.
difficult too.
Well, yeah, and we know that some people will come in for a meal, but they're not staying at a shelter.
Okay.
And this count does survey people that are in shelter, in transitional housing, and
Right.
that are unsheltered. So doing it for 7 days allows us to better capture that information.
Right, right. What do your volunteers say at the end of all of this?
I hear people talk about the trauma and about the stories and
Yeah.
about how they misunderstood and and felt like homelessness was misrepresented until they had the opportunity to connect.
Wow.
I know I said it a few times already, but it's a really powerful opportunity. If anybody's interested in being part of this in this year or in future years, I would really encourage, if you've ever thought about it or thought you misunderstood, let us help give you that opportunity.
Is there a site that folks can go to monitor what's going on and eventually see the results? I know Kirsten and others will put out results and so forth. I'm guessing down the line because it'll take a while to add that all up. But how can we follow this?
Yeah. Well, so we get the data out a little bit faster. 3 years ago, we started using a mobile data collection tool. We were one of the first in the country to start using that.
Welcome to
app.
the 21st
I know.
century.
It's pretty incredible.
All you kids, that have all the connections.
It does help us get data out faster.
Yes.
So we anticipate in approximately March, we'd be doing some public presentations.
Good.
The city's website is also a great place to go.
Okay.
There's a tab under the Ending Homelessness page called Everybody Counts.
Okay.
And we
Everybody
again
Counts.
titled that because we believe it. Everybody counts in our community, and that's true. So.
Thank you for doing this. You're a great spokesperson.
Thank you, Ken.
And your passion for this comes through,
Thank you.
And I think sometimes we get a lot accomplished when people with passion step up.
Yeah.
So thank you for what you're doing
Thank you.
and so forth. And we'll keep tabs on this because this is going to be interesting. And I hope we learn something new as we see trends and so forth. Are you counting on that?
I hope that we continue to get better data and see what's going on around our region.
Yeah. Wow, 7 days.
7 days.
It could be up to 7 days.
Yep.
Wow. Will you be out in the field?
I absolutely will. I never miss an opportunity.
Yeah, I kind of knew the answer before I asked, but I had to hear it from you.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Thank you, Kent. I really appreciate it.
All right, good to have you here. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
The Pulse of Spokane is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksMedia.com, which is solely responsible for its content. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You, Well Dressed Walrus, Spokane Firefighters Local 29, Creative Music Learning Center, and North Idaho Events. ask the host a question, recommend a guest, or hear this program again on our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or Spokane Talks Media